What's up, guys? My name's Eric. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video on a deck that, well, it's kind of hard to describe sometimes, you know? It's like the best way that I've ever described it, well, the easiest way is political. And a lot of people question that until, they read Zedruu and they know what's going on. Zedruu is not a popular card because it's not very strong. A lot of people dismissed it when it was first printed. It is from years ago. It's the original run of the Commander Precon decks. Zedruu, the whole color combo was not very well liked. I think it was probably the worst selling deck out of all 5 of them. It had Zedruu, Numot, and Ruhan of the Fumori. I think that's what his name was. Numot is an old card from Planar Chaos, like the other 4 decks. All 5 had the Planar Chaos Dragons in them, of the same color combination. Numot was not Numot. Ruhan would attack an opponent at random, and Zedruu donates things. And I don't think a lot of people like the deck. I don't think it's sold very well. But taking a look at it, Zedruu. He costs 1 white, blue, red for a Minotaur Monk, which, by the way, let me look at that art. Why is he a Minotaur Monk? Why isn't he a goat? It's a goat! For a 2/4, at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanents you own that your opponents control. White, blue, red, target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. It's a card that a lot of people looked at and thought, it can be fun, but, whatever. So, I'm bringing you a video on my take on Zedruu, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's definitely a fun deck. It really depends on the people you're playing with. If you're going to be playing with people that are like that guy who just has to win at all costs and takes it way too serious, it's not a deck to play with him. Because my deck moves stuff around. It changes ownership, or it changes possession of things. Obviously, you can't change ownership, but that's where it becomes a real key issue, is because you own these cards, but if they get possession, control, whatever word you want to use, I mean that those 2 different words are very important with Zedruu. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop rambling and just get right into it. Zedruu the Greathearted is all about donating. So, it also, on a side note, it does not play Form of the Dragon. It does not play Illusions of Grandeur. It does not play Transcendence. It does not play those, oops, I win cards, because anybody who knows my decks or knows me, my play group, we do not play things like that, because if you play a game that's 4 players for, let's say, hour and a half, long game, everybody's evenly matched, and one person just happens to play that card that makes them go, oh, look at that, I won. Nobody's having fun anymore, except that guy. Nobody's happy about it. So I just don't play those infinite combo type cards. So, those aren't in here. There are also a few cards I don't play that I probably should that aren't kind of like that, like Stormherd. Gives you a turn, gives the opponent a turn to do something about it, but, Anyway, so I got Mother of Runes, Windborn Muse, Soul Snare, Land Tax, Journey to Nowhere, Prison Term, Nevermore, because I'm that asshole that names commanders, Cage of Hands, Oblivion Ring, Arrest, Ghostly Prison, Faith's Fetters, Kismet, Norn's Annex, Sphere of Safety, Evangelize, and no Stormherd. Because Stormherd sometimes isn't that fun. Now we have planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planes with a Mist Veil. Not Veil. Mist Veil planes. So 7 lands right there. On the blue, we have Spawnbroker, Djinn of Infinite Deceits, Flood, Capsize, Propaganda, Dissipation Field, Rite of Replication, Puka's Mischief, Collective Restraint, Devastation Tide, Switcheroo, Cultural Exchange, and Treasure Cruise. Going on to our islands. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 islands. I'm just going to pick up the remainder of the deck because I want to anyway. So we got Bazaar Trader, Squee, Goblin Nabob, Kazul, Tyrant of Cliffs. Sorry about the light, guys. I'm trying not to reflect it. It's either too bright or it's too dark, so sorry about that. Steam Vines, Wild Research, tad messy there. Pyromancer's Swath. Let's just do this so they're out of the way. There we go. This is my most professional looking video ever. Mana Barbs, Outpost Siege, Witch Hunt, and Mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains. Multicolor cards. We've got Pride of the Clouds, because I love to forecast and then donate the token. Guafa Hazard Profiteer, Isperia Supreme Judge, Detention Sphere, Assemble the Legion, and the non-basic lands. The white-blue lands, there's only 2. Blue-red, Shivan Reef, Swiftwater Cliffs, Temple of Epiphany, and Azeg Gilgate. Red-white lands, Battlefield Forge, Boros Guildgate, Windsguard Crag, Temple of Triumph. A lot of people wonder, how come you don't have more than 10 dual lands? Dual lands are easy to come by now, then not all of them are super expensive anymore. It's because if I don't have any of the other cards in my deck that I want to donate, I can give away basic lands. So, more basic lands, 3 colors. Usually, if somebody's playing, let's say somebody's playing Savra, green-black deck, I will give them any one of my lands. I don't care. They can't use it for anything but colorless. But if I'm playing against somebody who's playing, I don't know, Brago, well, I'm not going to give them a plains or an island. I'd prefer to give them a mountain, if I have to. So I do play more basic lands than most people would think, in case I have to donate something, in case I want to donate something, but I don't have any of the key cards I want to donate. So, moving on. Mystic Monastery, the Triland, Rupture Spire, Transyield Promenade. Moving on to artifacts. Got Walking Archive, Bronze Bombshell, something I'm thinking about because it only works once, unfortunately, but it is a prime donation target. I don't know. It deals 7 damage and you only get to use it once, so I don't know. Grid Monitor, Stuffy Doll, Darksteel Colossus, and Blightsteel Colossus because I felt like, well, what if the donation thing isn't working? I gotta have something so I can, swing with my own cards. Let's see. Darksteel Relic, Jinxed Idol, Lightning Greaves, Mask of Avacyn, Swiftfoot Boots, Jinxed Ring, Crown of Doom, Crawl Space, Whisper Silk Cloak, Crystal Ball, Grafted Skullcap, Venser's Journal, and then the land, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, Springjack Pasture, because I love to donate some white goat tokens. Care Keep, same thing with red kobold tokens. Opal Palace, and the final card of the deck is Temple of the False God, because every deck should run a Temple of the False God, I think. I do play them in every deck I can, aside from multicolor decks that, I shouldn't just say multicolor decks, 5-color decks, like my Sliver deck and Progenitus. I do not use Temple of the False God in those because they don't need colorless mana. They need color as often as they can possibly get. So, I want to go back and I want to talk a little bit more about some cards in specific detail because Zedruu is not cut and dry. It's not white and black. It's a lot of planning and thinking. And I want to show you some of the cards that I play and explain why. Because I've had several conversations with some of my friends about, well, why do you play that? What good is that going to do you? And there are some other things in here that should probably be played, or there are some other things that I could put in here that probably should be in here. But if I don't have it in here, I either don't have any, or I do, and they're in another deck. And I do not want to gut other decks unless I absolutely have to. It is not something that I find I can't think of the word. It's just not something that I want to do. It's just because so many times I've gone through and I want to play a deck, whether it be EDH or casual, or even in standard. When I go to a tournament, I'm missing a card out of a deck that I was like, I'll fix it later, and then later never happens. So anyway, I want to focus on specific cards here. These four, the Cloak, Greaves, and Boots are rather common in most EDH decks. A lot of people have not seen Mask of Avacyn, or they have and they immediately dismissed it. So why do I play it in here? Why am I giving Zedruu +1/+2? I don't care. Hexproof. Gives hexproof. That's the goal. So there's one more card in here to protect Zedruu from being killed. That's that. All those four cards. I don't care if it has haste. He doesn't tap to do anything. He's never going to attack. I got a glare there. Sorry about that. I don't care if he has haste. I don't care if he's unblockable. I don't care if he gets +1/+2. It's all about the hexproof and the shroud. Those are the important bits. Then we look at this pile I pulled out. Tokens. Now, I don't generally want to give those away because those have some power. These make 0/1 tokens. Well, just like the basic lands, I throw these at my opponent and go, yeah, there you go. Then they have something that can't bite me in the ass. They can't use it to kill me unless they powered it up in some way. With Zedruu, the nice thing is, it's not just about giving them... Let's say you're in a 3-player game. You don't just give an opponent a token, or one of these goat tokens, and then you just get a card and a life on your upkeep because they have it. What you can do is, if you have somebody... This is where Zedruu gets real tricky. If you have somebody that's playing as a massive powerhouse of an opponent, and your other opponent is under attack, and they're going to die, you're obviously not going to handle that insanely good deck that your opponent is playing by yourself. You need to keep both people alive as long as possible. And this is why I feel Bronze Bombshell is playable, not good, but playable in the deck, because you're in control most of the time. You need to get your opponent's life total down at the same time together. Everybody needs to go down at the same time because you are not going to be able to take somebody out for 30. It's not going to happen with Zedruu. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that your opponent, if they go down to 20 and your other opponent's at 30, you got to get the guy at 30 down to 20, or close to it anyway. You got to get them down even. You got to bring them both down. So you can donate a blocker. You can donate a couple blockers. And then they have, they can live a little bit longer. So you got to be this is why I say the deck is political. You have to play on all fields. Bumped my camera there. Got to play on all the fields. That's just how it is. You got to be careful. And it's something you really got to pay attention to. This is why I don't like Zedruu. This is why a lot of people don't like Zedruu. He takes a lot more planning and thought and paying attention than most other generals. He's probably the most intricate one that I've ever seen. Moving on to these cards, these do various things. Most of them harm your opponent in some way. Excuse me. They harm your opponent in some way, or they help you. And well, I didn't. Yeah, like Flood, but you play cards like Land Tax. Well, once it's down, it affects nobody. Just once it's down. During your upkeep, if an opponent controls more land than you, you may search your library and remove up to 3 basic land cards, put them in your hand, reshuffle your library afterwards. Once it's down, most people don't care so much, as long as you get it once, Now, let's say you got a guy who's losing and you want to help him. Boop, there you go. You got a land tax. You need some mana? There you go. Have at it. And then he's less likely to attack you because you gave him land tax. If you die, he loses land tax. Maybe he wants to keep it for a long time. Let's take a look at these. Not Nevermore. Arrest. Let's take a look at these. These remove a creature or lock it up. And you can put Cage of Hands back in your hand. That's why I have that one in here. And then these exile a creature. Right? Well, no. Prison Term does not. These exile a creature. Prison Term just locks it down like Cage of Hands. So, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't talk like, oh yeah, these exile. But anyway, what you do, you journey to nowhere. And then you give it away. So now you get 2 effects out of Journey to Nowhere. You got rid of a creature, And Zedruu is now going to help you profit from giving away a card that is once in play, just kind of hanging out. Nevermore, they're playing a combo deck with their commander. Well, yeah, Nevermore. Oh, here, you have it, you take it. And then when that guy over there gets mad at you, you'd be like, well, look, he did it. Look, it's on his side of the field. He's doing it. Jeez. Flood, tap a creature without flying. Huh? Okay, you're playing white-red. Here, have a flood. I don't care. Bam. Now Zedruu's still going off. Wild Research, same thing. Oh, they're playing black-green. Here, have Wild Research. I don't care. Walking Archive, everybody draws extra cards. Well, it's got Defenders, so it's not going to be a big threat. Just give it away. You can't play creature spells. On the surface, garbage. Why would you play it? 4 for a 4/6? That's it? Really? Well, let's just give it to that guy. There you go. You can't play creatures. There you go. I think you guys get it. One of the ones I want to focus more on, and I don't know why a lot of people don't play it. That's why I want to focus on it. A lot of people that I've seen playing Zedruu, they don't have these. And I'm sure there are more of them, but I just have 2 Jinxed cards. Now let's take a look at the idol. At the beginning of your upkeep, Jinxed Idol deals 2 damage to you. Sacrifice a creature, target opponent gains control of Jinxed Idol. That's Zedruu in a nutshell right there. It's like, you don't want it. You want to give it away. Give it to that guy. Zedruu makes it easier to give it away, so you don't just have to sacrifice a creature. But if the opponent wants to get rid of it, they either have to destroy it, or they have to sacrifice a creature to give it back. And they're not going to give it back to you, because with Zedruu down, you're just going to give it right back. It's super easy for you. 3 mana, you give it back. They sacrifice a creature to have to give it away. So they're probably going to give it to your other opponent. Well, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to give it back to them, because they're not going to give it to you. You'll just give it right back for 3 mana. Same with a Jinxed Ring. Whenever any card is put into your graveyard from play, Jinxed Ring deals 1 damage to you. Sacrifice creature, target opponent gains control of Jinxed Ring permanently. Well, it's the same deal. Oh, well, you know what? Here, you take it. Don't give it back. Here, 3 mana. You take it. This is why I don't think you can play Zedruu one-on-one. I know I'm not the only one thinking that. It's a very, very tricky, intricate deck. You need to pay attention at all times. So, that's the deck. For any of you who did not know about Zedruu, I gave you an explanation there. Maybe I'm just rambling, sounding like an idiot. I don't know. But you know what? If it helps one person, let me know in the comments below. And I'll be happy to know that I helped you with some of my explanations. I know I do sound like kind of an idiot just rambling on about it, but that's the deck. I mean, the deck is real tricky. And you just have to know what your goal is. You can't just sit down. Zedruu is not a deck you just hand to somebody and go, here, try this one. You can't do that. You got to know what the deck is and does. But anyway, there's my deck. You want to see some other decks that are a hell of a lot less complicated than that? I mean, that's seriously like the most intricate deck I have. The rest are straightforward. This is a theme of donating and giving your cards away. My other decks have themes of like Blink or Tribal or Recursion. One of my decks that I really think is unique and fun is multiple combat steps. You don't see that kind of thing everywhere. So if you're interested in some other easier to play and focus on decks, go check out some of my other decks I have up online. I do believe I have quite a few, probably about 20 at this point. So go ahead and check those out and give me a like, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Subscribe to me if you want to see some more of my decks, and yeah, I'll see you all guys. I will see you all next time.